As local inspectors build a case for a disaster declaration, Rockford City Council members meet face-to-face with neighbors still trying to dry out from a string of flash floods. Over the last few days, we've seen items get swept away in the recent flash flooding near Churchill Park. Now local and state representatives step in to offer help. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley caught up with elected officials by Keith Creek.
Emotions spill over at a Rockford alderman's neighborhood meeting off 8th Avenue this afternoon, with residents angry at the lack of help from their leaders. The hope is that a disaster proclamation can bring the community back together.
I know it takes time, but it's been 18 years.
Carol Gauthier shows off a collage she made in 2007 after Keith Creek flooded her home. It ends with a question mark, answered by Saturday and Sunday storms.
I've been in people's homes, just seeing the devastation and feeling that emotion with people, how angry they are.
Passion sparked at a neighborhood meeting near Rockford's Churchill Park. City council members and local leaders told dozens of residents what's happening next. Pamela Williams, Carol's mom, couldn't help but weigh in.
This is how I saw it happen, and this is my experience. And if I can help somebody to understand that, even to give them just like a pause for a moment.
Alderman Jonathan Logeman believes a disaster proclamation from the state could make or break the area.
If that doesn't happen, the neighborhood is going to be destroyed. People are going to be moving out, and that's what we don't want.
But those who live there just want solutions.
They don't see anything happening, and then it happens again. So there's kind of like some failure, disconnect there.
The lawmaker believes connections can only be restored by helping those residents put their lives back together.
Here at the city, there are people, there are wonderful employees at the city of Rockford here to help, and it's my job to work to connect them there too.
Councilmember Logeman says anyone dealing with the flooding fallout should reach out to City Hall, because the more recorded cases in Rockford, the better the chance we have at getting disaster relief.
That's important. All right, thank you, Nathaniel. An emergency shelter remains open for those displaced by the storms in Winnebago County. Forest City Church welcomes anyone 24 hours a day. You can get meals, water, charging stations, and also a place to rest.